Right now, you are planning to give away £5,000 for absolutely nothing. If you walk onto a dealership forecourt today to buy a used EV, you are not buying a car. You are buying their rent in Milton Keynes, their coffee machine, and the commission for the guy in the shiny shirt. That money could pay your home electricity for 2 full years. Instead, you hand it over as a gift. I am going to show you how to stop the bleed by buying exactly where dealers buy. But this year has made that mistake 5 times more expensive. And the reason is buried in a government spreadsheet most buyers never see. To understand the scale, look at the middleman tax in real life. Last month at BCA Blackbush, a 2023 Tesla Model 3 long range with 31,000 miles sold for £14,100. Same day, a dealer in Reading listed an identical car, same colour, same wheels, for £19,495. That £5,395 gap is not a valet and a warranty. It is pure margin. You pay it because you have been trained to believe the dealer gives you peace of mind. But that peace of mind is actually a downgrade. And I can prove it with one document dealers hope you never ask for. You are not buying a used car. You are buying a corporate asset. In the UK, 78% of 3-year-old EVs are ex-lease from Lex Autolease, Arval, Zenith and Tusker. These firms do not hope the car was serviced. They enforce it with penalties of £350 per missed service. They replace tyres at 3mm, not 1.6. They log everything on the BVRLA system. My mate Dave bought a private 2021 Kia EV6 last year and found skipped services. I bought an ex-lease EV6 from the same auction lane and got a 42-page maintenance PDF. That is why fleet cars age better. But even a perfect corporate asset can bankrupt you if you miss the single line on the battery report that voids your warranty. That line is the state of health, or SOH. Dealers will show you 100% on the dashboard because they charged it to full that morning. At auction, you get the real number. On BCA and Mannheim listings, open the EV Health tab and look for SOH percent. Anything above 92% on a 3-year-old car is healthy. Below 88% and you walk away, because degradation is not covered under warranty, only failure is. I passed on a £13,500 Model 3 last month because SOH was 86.4%. The dealer who bought it will sell it to someone who never checked. But knowing the SOH is useless unless you know the loophole that lets manufacturers reject claims. Here is the loophole. Most EVs have an 8-year, 100,000-mile battery warranty. That is free protection for 5 more years if you buy at 3 years old. Dealers sell you a £1,995 third-party warranty for the same battery because they frame it as battery anxiety. You do not need it. What you do need is proof the car has not been rapid charged more than the manufacturer limit, because Tesla, Kia and MG now log DC charge counts. If DC charges are over 85% of total charges, they can class it as commercial use. Check the SOH report for DC-AC ratio. That one line saves you £10,000 later. But there is a grade of car where that warranty will not save you, and dealers buy them by the truckload. That grade is the auction grading system, and this is where you keep for refurb profit. UK auctions use grade 1 to 5. Grade 1 is near perfect. Grade 2 is light polish, maybe one smart repair. Grade 3 is multiple dents, curbed alloys. Grade 4 is paintwork and interior work needed. Grade 5 is trade spares. Dealers live on Grade 3. They pay £200 to a mobile dent guy, £80 for alloys, and flip it as mint. You want Grade 2. Last week I won a Grade 2 Polestar 2 for £15,200. It needed £190 bumper scuff. The dealer version was £20,750. That is £5,460 kept in my pocket, not theirs. But even a Grade 2 car will cost you £1,400 extra if you walk into the wrong auction door tomorrow.
Because the time is now different. Think of it like a toy shop. In 2023, the government told car companies you must sell lots of electric cars. So companies leased them out for 3 years, like a long rental. Now, in this year, all those rentals are ending at the same time. That means the auction is suddenly flooded with cars. More cars means lower prices. Dealers know this, so they are quietly selling their expensive stock before you notice prices are dropping. But they are hiding the one place where prices have already crashed. You do not need a dealer badge to get in. There are 3 public auctions. 1. BCA. It is big and busy. You sign up with your driving license and a £500 deposit you get back. Look for the sales called Direct from Corporate on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That is where the rental companies drop their cars. If you bid £15,000, you do not pay £15,000. You pay about £16,400 after their fees. Even then, you still save about £3,000 versus a dealer. But BCA is not where I saw the cheapest car last month. 2. Mannheim. This one is easier for beginners. Their phone app shows the battery health right on the first page, and Grade 1 and 2 cars come with a free 30-day guarantee. I watched someone buy a car there for £12,800 that dealers were selling for £17,200. That is £4,400 saved in 10 minutes. But the biggest bargains are not where everyone goes. 3. Aston Barclay. It is smaller, quieter, and dealers are too lazy to drive there. Last month, only 3 people bid on a Hyundai, so it sold cheap. Their fees are lower too, about £300 plus tax. That is the secret lane. But the price you shout is not the price you pay. And if you forget the hidden tax, you will lose all your savings instantly. Always do this on your phone calculator before you bid. Take the most you want to spend, then take away about £1,400 for fees. So if your top is £16,000, your real bid should be about £14,700. New people always forget the fees and end up paying too much. That one mistake turns a smart buy into a loss. But there is a £99 button that can give you that money back. At every auction, you can buy a 48-hour return. At BCA, it is called Assured and costs £99. At Mannheim, it is £120. At Aston Barclay, it is £115. If the car has a big problem, even a bad battery, you hand it back and get your money. Dealers never tell you about this because they want you to think auctions are scary gambling. It is not gambling when you have a return button. But even with the return button, 9 out of 10 new buyers still lose money on one last trap. Before you drive away, spend £9.99 on your phone for an HPI check. Type in the number plate. Check 3 things. 1. Does a bank still own it? 2. Was it crashed badly before? 3. Do you own the battery or are you renting it monthly? Some old Renaults still have a £49 a month battery rent. Miss that, and you just bought half a car! I saw a man save £5,000 at auction, then lose £3,100 because he skipped the £10 check. And if you skip that check, you are not being smart, you are just hoping. The smart path in one breath. You do not pay the dealer tax. You buy the ex-rental car that was serviced on time. You check the battery health. You bid low enough to cover fees. You pay £99 for the return option. You do the £10 phone check. Do that, and you keep the £5,000. Skip it, and you just paid for the dealer's new showroom lights. I put the exact fee calculator, the SOH screenshot guide, and my personal checklist for the 3 auction houses in the description. Open it now, because the next wave of lease returns hits on Tuesday, and every hour you wait is another dealer buying your car for £5,000 less than you will pay.